Well, I've been doing a video about injectors. I've got another one here now. Actually, X5 today. X5 and an X6. F15 and E-Series, E70, etc. I weren't going to do a video about this, but I'm going to do it. Guy came last year, but we didn't look at it, he just mentioned it. That his radio and his air conditioning panel, they stopped working. Panel goes dead and starts flickering. Radio doesn't work, only from the steering wheel, but not on the actual radio unit. It's head unit I, has a built-in hard drive, and it's the built-in air conditioning panel. We're going to go to the car in a minute, I'll show you. First, I'm going to show you fault codes. I think I know what's up with it. Let me show you the fault codes first. Now, obviously, when you see so many fault codes, and by the way, that is only the first page, especially if you're new to this job, it might be a bit confusing. It would really stress you out, but fear not. There's always reasons for these huge fault codes, and we're going to go through it right away now. But first, here's the second lot. Now, as you can see, most of the fault codes are for the ICA panel. This is the air conditioning panel, IHKA, integrated air conditioning panel. All of them are missing messages because it doesn't know any of the temperatures, water pump doesn't work, pressure of refrigerant. Because if that panel is not working because it's gone blank, if there's no power to the panel, essentially, then you're not going to get any messages, are you? So the first thing I did with this particular car, I pulled the main panel off, I just got it resting there now. And the architecture of this is straightforward, isn't it? You've got a radio, or head unit I, and ICA, this is the air conditioning panel, built into one. So it goes without saying that obviously the volume knob ain't going to work if there's an issue with the power here. Don't know why it was working from steering, but we'll get to that. But the first thing I noticed when I put my detective hat on is this was sticking there like that. Well, that ain't normal, is it? And my guess is, and by the way, I haven't actually pulled this off yet, my guess is someone's put an MMI, Apple CarPlay interface. Again, I noticed a guy had an Apple charger in his car. I always look me with these customers and I see like what's going on, and you see Apple charger. So essentially, if we pull this out now, probably he's got CarPlay. And the trouble is that sometimes they buy them like this, and even they don't know. Not everyone's clued up with technology, are they? One sec. And again, because it's quite not really an old car, it's not old, but it's not new, it's 2017. Essentially, it might be the situation where it's been on for quite a while, you know. Oh, that's tight. Oh, Jesus Christ almighty. Lo and bloody behold. Well, I think it's quite safe to say that's the bloody issue. So it isn't Apple CarPlay, it's some Webasto bloody heater. Well, that'll explain why we've got all these problems, won't it? Well, that's... what can we say about that wiring? Diabolical, disgusting. There's a lot of words I can use right now. Essentially. Ah, there you are, and there's the famous Webasto harness. That's it, that's the issue. So it's some relay system for Webasto. There you are, GWCCL BMW, CAN, there you are, CAN LIN, micro gateway, little micro gateway there. Well, that's going to cause havoc on this. There's no CAN fault specifically, but there's missing messages, of course. Turn that off. So what I usually do when I'm faced with these situations, oh, there we are, look, you start wiggling wires, oh, there we are, that's the fault, that's exactly the fault, look. Wiggle test. I always tell everyone same, don't I? There you are, wiggle test. Oh, oi, it's getting hot, that. Oh. Oi, 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 oi. It's got a bloody wire hanging out, frigging hell. Oi, 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 that's the problem, look. It's got some wire hanging out. There's some wire hanging out there, look. Jesus, has that been shot into ground, that? I don't... Yeah, that's the issue, look. Like, even like this connector, it's not even like tight. It's not even the right type of connector. It's not even crimped tight enough. You know what I mean? Just crimp it a bit tighter like that. So in essence now, that seems like it's fixed because I'm wiggling it now and it ain't doing it. So I think that wire, it doesn't go in the receptacle proper and it fell out. And because this obviously switches on this panel remotely, either whether it's by a timer or by a mobile phone SIM card, it has exclusive control over this, so this device has to allow the power to go through it, this micro gateway essentially. You can actually go and look at the wiring diagram for that in essence. Because with Webastos, you need to be able to power this when the ignition's off, so you need some sort of device to wake this up, and that's what this is.
This is a device to do exactly that. And because that one was loose, that's probably something to do with the power supply, I'm guessing. You can actually check that now with a meter and see what voltage is on that white wire, I think it was, wasn't it? What had fell out there. There's a good example of what I was on about. So this relay now, because it has to provide power when the ignition is on as well, if there is no relay, after some time, capacitance goes, it dies. So that's what essentially was happening. I guess that white wire, there's 2 volts on that wire, I'll show you now. That white wire is very important, but basically when the relay, it was kind of moving about like that, and that's what it is. So basically it's nothing wrong with the car, it's the aftermarket bullshit installation. So on here somewhere, as you can see, there's terminal 31, there's a terminal 15, there's terminal 30. So essentially on there is power supply for this unit, and we can see that at the back. But we'll go and have a look with the Maestro now and see exactly what the state of play is. Right, so essentially what that 2 volts is, it's CAN bus that. So this is the K CAN. It's a weird colour, but whatever. So this one here and this one here, white and grey, that's the CAN bus, K CAN. So the one that was loose was the K CAN. So we had a K CAN fault, and that's why we have all them messages missing as well. But essentially it could be only that. That's 12 volts permanent live. That's obviously ground, and then we should have a terminal 15 somewhere. Trying to find where terminal 15 is. And that's CAN bus as well. So it's a loop system, as you would imagine. So you have a CAN bus in and you have a CAN bus out. So the black one there, you can just about see, that's a CAN bus, grey and white. So there's 4 CAN wires, so it's a loop basically, input and output. So if that's not, so it's very important, this little shitty relay. And actually, it actually says it's a CAN lin gateway. So you know it's a CAN bus relay, so it's not just a relay. As it happens now, there is only 1 power supply and 1 ground on it. And there's your ground. So if you lose either of them through a fault, for example, if the CAN falls out, well, there's nothing to control that relay, I'm guessing. And that's just one of your CAN voltages there, basically. I don't need to go through all the rest of it. So what I'm going to assemble it a bit better, make sure the wire doesn't fall out. The connector was splayed in on that white one there, and that's what was going, it was like hanging around, it was short into ground, I think, bringing the whole bus down. But it seems like it's solved. One thing I often do is, when I unplug something after I erase the fault codes, we only had that 1 fault there. When I unplug the unit by unplugging that CAN bus relay, I got the same more or less missing message fault codes because of the CAN bus. No CAN bus fault codes, but of course all these, apart from, are all transmitted on CAN bus, you see. That's how it works, you see. That's how we can confirm that's what the fault was. So if you like that video, don't forget to subscribe, please, because the channel's growing now, and I need, I want to get to like at least 10,000 this year. That'd be nice, 10,000 followers. And there is 7,800 coming back every 28 days according to YouTube, and I would love if all of you other people who are coming back would think about subscribing, because it is, like, you know, a good benchmark of success in that sense. Right, until next time.